Nice.
Yeah, I was in the middle last time. Hey, you're the star of the show. Is that all? We all good over there? The lighting look all right? Do you want me to yell and get people over here? Attention! We're doing a live podcast at the AUX booth. AUX Air Conditioning presenting our SEER 30 heat pump C Series. Show up and show out.
All right, guys, welcome back to the HVAC Knights podcast. I got Jake with me in person.
What?
We got our friend Josh over here, and we're at the AUX Air Booth, ready to talk about all their new stuff coming out.
Brother, they're rocking with a 30 SEER.
Yeah, we're coming out to market with our SEER 30 in a C Series and a 1-to-1 single zone, which means money saves, man.
Dude, of course.
Well, before we get into all the
nitty gritty.
Right. Can you introduce yourself?
Oh, that's fun.
So
here at AUX Air, and maybe a little bit about AUX.
Yeah, so my name's Joshua Locker. I'm the director of technical services for AUX Air. I run all the technical side and a little bit of the product development here in the U.S. So my tech support team is on call 24.
Dude, I love that. Yeah, because you know how difficult it is to get freaking somebody to answer the phone?
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
Well, that's why we have a 0.001 failure rate globally.
Can we say that again?
0.001% failure rate globally.
Globally.
So it doesn't break. That's the best part about it, right? Out of the box. It works.
Dude, absolutely. So what was the other question you had for him?
Not right now. You said you're going to start.
Yeah. So what I was going to ask is, okay, first thing, when is this thing coming to market?
We're gonna have it here in April.
April?
April.
Right.
It'll be available to purchase.
And we were talking before the show. You actually produce everything from the screws to the board to everything.
Full production. We make everything from the first bolt that goes into it to the last screw, the paint, everything. We do it in-house in our factories in Ningbo.
Dude, that's awesome. Because how difficult is it? Because everybody's got their proprietary stuff, and you got to jump through hoops and bounds just to find a sensor that nobody manufactures, but you guys do it all.
Yeah, we do it all.
How much equipment are you manufacturing either per day or per month?
Man, I don't even.
That's a big question?
That's a big question because we use dark factories, right? We use fully autonomous factories. So they run 24/7. The lines don't shut down unless they're changing for product.
Yep.
So it's a never-ending Energizer Bunny factory.
So you mentioned that we're 30 SEER 1-to-1.
Yeah.
Can you explain that a little bit more of that and maybe what the next ratio would be if we went 2-to-1 or 3-to-1?
So if in a 1-to-1, we got our 30 SEER.
Okay.
We also have a 22 and a 20.
Okay.
Right. And then in a multi-zone, we have our Extreme, which is our low ambient model, right? So your extreme cooling, extreme heat. That one's going to be 24.8 SEER.
Okay. And
then you've got your standard, which is 22 SEER.
Right on.
Multis.
Dude.
So we've got a full product line, right?
Yeah.
You got to try to hit everything. If you need a rebate, the 30 SEER's your guy.
Yeah, all day, right?
Right. Yeah.
Especially in these southern states. Well, we're over on the West Coast. I'm used to being in the southern state. You know, we get different types of rebates and all like that. What can somebody expect from a system like this?
50% cost. So operational costs, say a 14 SEER cost you $200.
Yeah, just basic math.
Right.
Off a number.
14 SEER is going to cost you $200 a month to run. It's going to cost you
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what you're paying for, right? Is that, and then you get the extremes, right? It goes down to minus 30 heating.
Oh, come on.
You know,
and we need that right now.
Oh yeah. And then no capacity loss at 5. So 100% capacity.
Wow.
I mean, we're doing good.
What refrigerant are we?
R32.
You see it over here.
You had me at 3, 2.
No shortage. No shortage, no high price.
It's not blended and, you know, it just makes it
pure.
easier.
It's pure.
Pure. Oh, man, that's awesome. I honestly think it's hot. We're on the second floor.
Yeah.
And it's hot as hell up here for whatever reason.
We're right in front of this.
But this bad boy's cranking out 76 degree, beautiful air. I swear it's like 85 up here. I was sweating bullets. I had to get some ice. My wife dumped it down my back. You guys don't need to know all that, but this thing's rocking. Go ahead.
You want to talk about SEER? We hear SEER numbers all the time. What does a SEER 30 actually mean
to the consumer?
Yeah. Real world application.
Yeah. It's cost save, right? You're saving money. It's not costing you as much. It's quiet. It's efficient. I mean, soft start. It's inverter driven. Everything about it. The SEER rate. Think of it this way. If you go get an LS model car, right? Or if and you just go buy a regular old dealer model, the tradesman series, right? Or you're getting a Raptor. This is a Cadillac.
When I talk to customers, I'm like, you see that number? Look at your gas mileage. All right. So, you know, you're just going to get more efficient on the way up.
That's it.
You know what I mean? That's exactly how I equate it as well. So
it's like a hybrid almost. Yeah, exactly.
Do you guys plan on bringing a 30 SEER to a multi-zone system?
I'm not going to say it is.
Okay.
It's fully achievable, but at what cost, right? So, you know, you have to weigh those things out anytime you're doing any type of new product and everything like that. So, we're getting close. I mean, we're at 24.8. I mean, that's a couple more points, right?
Exactly.
This is making it happen.
I know, you know, you mentioned cost right there for the production or buying this. Is this direct to consumer or direct to contractor?
So it's two-step distribution, going to go through your distributors, right? So, you know, that's where they'll be able to get the product from and everything like that. So it's not going to be like online for consumer purchase or anything like that. So it's going to go to your contractors.
30 SEER reflects real world performance, and most inverter systems run most hours on a partial load. Can you kind of explain that simply?
So think about this. Like the way I like to think of it is a typical air conditioner. It's on. It's like you're at a red light and then it's green. You're hitting the pedal to the metal, right? You're hitting the floorboard. With an inverter, you got Miss Daisy. She's just cruising along, just keeping it there. What it's going to do is it's going to hit your desired set point. It's going to ramp down nice and slow, come to a nice, easy stop. You know,
I like to drive. I like to coast.
Competitors in here checking our stuff out. They want to see the SEER 30.
Don't worry, I got this. Man, hey, you were saying something. Didn't mean to cut you off.
And that's the way I like to drive it. Everything goes back to gas mileage. The way we drive it. Like I said, flooring it versus being able to be, partial load or
it's efficiency, right? Yeah. Right? So you're just cruising along.
I save a ton of gas just coasting and kind of just cruising.
What about
around.
this guy?
Hey, no.
Gas mileage.
Brother, it's the worst. Sorry, spit. I wanted to, hey, that gets, man down, friendly fire. Were you a salesman by any chance in HVAC?
No, I was never a salesman.
The reason I say I go out there, I'm a sales tech. I repair, I fix, I do the work. But that's the same analogies I use to customers. I'm like, hey, think about you at the stoplight, you floor it, opposed to getting on the highway, cruising, set it to cruise control, you're running at 2,000 RPM, dude.
Yep, just limp
That's
along.
what this baby's doing.
That's it.
How often would you say something like this runs at full capacity? If we don't get to it to say you say it achieves it at 5, where does this live its life? Would you say like 60 to 70%?
Yeah, I mean, so if you think about it this way, that's kind of a loaded question.
It is.
You know,
markets and all that stuff.
Market space depends on the house, depends on everything like that. But I would say if you had a standard home that's got reasonable insulation, it's sized correctly, everything like that, it'll probably run at full load on your extreme days, right? Super hot, super cold. But probably 30% of the time it's going to run full load. Other than that, it's just going to be limping along, keeping you happy.
I love it.
I mean, I think one of the big complaints I've always used to get as a tech and everything like that was, hey, the fan never shuts off. And I'm like, dude, that fan pulls like 0.01 amp. Like it's not doing anything. Don't worry about it. We need it for airflow. We want to keep it fresh. We want to keep it happy. We want to, it's always continually sensing.
Like it's normal. Yeah. No, that's what we,
but it's educating the customer.
Precisely. That's what I'm hoping that we can do here, because this is something that people aren't aware of.
Right.
You know what I mean? The achievability that you can get with going with a split system, a mini split system like this. It's kind of getting more desirable, I would say.
I think that in the last 5 years, the market's probably tripled.
Yep.
I mean, again, I'm not a salesman. I
believe it. Yeah.
But you just see they're everywhere now.
Yeah, absolutely.
One person installation gets thrown around quite a bit. What does it mean on a real job site for AUX Air USA equipment?
So integrated kickstand on the unit, right? So you don't have to have a second person to hold the
on the head.
On the head, it's got an integrated kickstand that kicks out.
That's freaking
built-in
awesome.
bubble level on the wall plate.
Yeah.
We give you a rigid cardboard template, so no paper that you got to unfold and try to do it.
Stupid.
And then the detachable underjaw. So you take the detachable underjaw off, you do the kickstand out, and you get about 10 inches under that unit of working room to where you don't have to have somebody sitting there holding it. No need for the mighty bracket that everybody loves to carry around in the truck.
Totally hate it. Yeah. I lost mine and I was like, this sucks. I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? the
Yeah,
fact
so-
that you have it, man.
I mean, a tech that's been doing it a long time and it's a simple, straightforward install through the wall. You could have the unit hung and be pulling your vacuum within an hour and a half, 2 hours, you know?
It makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
And I had a really good question, forgot about it.
I just installed, I don't do a lot of mini splits, but I just installed one. So if I had one of these, that would have been way easier because you're setting it in place. You're trying to make sure it's level. You're trying to make sure all your cuts are good and everything like that.
Getting your hole placement for your drain, your piping, all that.
I messed it up. So then
No worries. We all do it.
you know, putting it on and you're like, oh, I need to redo something and trying to get it out again and fix something that you did, right? So it's cool to know that you guys kind of thought of the technician because not a lot of
So there's tons of forward thinking went into the product. It was like they actually took the words of the tech and was like, dude, make it easy.
You just want to be heard.
Right? That's it. So one board indoor, one board outdoor. No multiple boards.
Yeah.
The indoor board slides out like a credit card. You don't have to take the cabinet off.
Yeah. Oh, freaking wedged in.
Yeah. So you just lift the front of the unit up or lift the front of the face up like you were changing the filter.
Yeah.
One screw, the board's right there. You just can slide it out to do your testing or whatever. If you ever have to change a part. Outdoor units the same way. One board vertically mounted, not flat. So if you need to do testing, you can do it.
Yep.
2 screws on the outdoor unit. It slides out. The heat sink is attached. No need for that nasty paste or nothing.
That. Yeah.
One piece. Simple change out.
Just like literally just thinking.
Yeah, I've always dreaded working on.
I hate working on mini splits.
Well, yeah, you got to take all the skin off. You got to lay down underneath it to do your tests or get the schematic out and get your magnifying glass to try to find the test points on the back of the board. It ain't happening.
How easy is it to take out the blower wheel on this thing? Is it the same? We still got to pop the coil up and everything and pull it out?
You don't have to
They're
pop
not that difficult.
You don't have to pop the coil up. The hardest thing about it is there's a connection tab that
locks in on like the bushing?
Yeah, locks into the bushing, and then you just have to push it down and pop it.
Okay.
And then it comes out.
Okay.
I'm not going to say it's going to be easy.
If you know how to manipulate, you use a tool, you can figure it out.
If you've done one, you can do it.
No, I love that. Yeah, because sometimes it's just such a pain in the DICK, dude. Just get these damn things out. So with like the draining.
Well, now that brings up a good point though.
Yeah.
You talk about, because why were you pulling the wheel out? To clean it most of the time usually, right?
Yeah.
So we have a self-cleaning feature on this unit as well. Freeze wash, basically frost wash. We run the system in cooling to freeze the indoor coil. No fan motor running.
Let it thaw itself out.
And then it goes into a high temperature drying.
Yeah.
And at the outdoor unit, if the conditions are right, you're actually freezing the outdoor coil and washing it.
I love that.
So we also use a hydrophilic coating on there, not hydrophobic, so that the water runs through the coil and not off.
Oh.
So you're actually washing that particulate.
Yeah, it's going through.
Yeah. So kind of covering all bases, trying to make it as easy as possible and as painless.
You know, the amount of faults and breakdowns on these things are just ridiculous. Just in all mini splits, it feels like.
Well, that's the bad persona because it's lack of maintenance, right?
I think.
But
exactly.
But if you have the ability you can do it from our app to turn on the freeze watch. Like I left the house, let me turn on the iClean.
Yeah, why not? Let it do its thing. Freaking awesome. Keep going. You got some more stuff?
You have anything to add?
No. I'm just piggybacking off what you got here, big dog.
Well, have y'all heard about Hello Lisa?
So that was going to be my next question because you talk about
Josh, we're getting there.
We're the hosts here. About the appy stuff. So I heard about this Hello Lisa, but can you explain that?
Yeah.
So
it's onboard voice command, just like you would talk to Alexa or Siri or any of that, but it's not AI based. So it has a designated designated commands that must be given to her.
Okay.
No Wi-Fi needed to run it. You could write out of the box. So if you do it in like a remote cabin or something where they don't have Wi-Fi, you don't need that.
Exactly.
I will say I just took, I guess I call it a glamping thing.
Yeah, and they had one of these?
And they had all of them had AUX Air. So it was all these cabins stuff. We stayed in one and I noticed, we're HVAC guys. We go and look at the AC and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right? So I noticed that there was a lot of AUX Air in those cabins. They also have tents if you want to go all out.
Yeah.
There's just a small little tent and they have an AUX Air in there too.
How was your stay? Was it cool and comfortable?
Yeah. So they have Hey Lisa?
Yeah.
Tell us more though. So it's specific commands. How many commands can you prompt to?
So there's only 2 commands that you can not give Lisa. So it's over 70 commands that she can take. So all of our equipment has 4-direction wind. So you don't have to manually move the louvers at all ever. So the left and right, you can command her to do that. The up and down louver, change the temperature, change the fan speed, change the mode, anything. Soft mode, you can turn the display off. You can tell her to turn up and down, like her volume. convenient, right? But it's also great for somebody that may be vision impaired. They can't see the remote. Or you're like me and you get in your easy chair on Sunday and you're like, I don't want to get up to get the beer and I just want to turn the air on.
Held it. I agree, man. That's awesome. What are the two prompts you can't?
So, iClean, you can't put her into that. And then there's a high temperature drying feature that you have to do. The system has to be off to give those two commands.
Yeah. No, that makes total sense for it to be like that.
Do you have anything else with the app?
So yeah, I mean, we have our Wi-Fi app. The cool thing about it is it's fully 7-day programmable, right? So you can actually input a schedule into it, access it anywhere. It's really simple to use. A neat feature on it is it actually gives you your indoor space temp.
Okay.
Because we only display set temp here, right?
Exactly.
And everybody's like, oh,
it's not where it's not.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like this.
Yeah. So you can do that. And then we also have like the eye feel on the remote. So if you're sitting in your easy chair and it's high up on your wall, temperature stratification, right? You just turn on the eye feel on the remote and it starts sensing temperature at the remote instead of up high on the wall. Yeah. So right now out of the box, it's going to sense temp on the return air sensor in the top. But if you hit the eye feel button on the remote control, it's going to start sensing temperature at the remote and it's going to be sending a signal every 10 minutes back to the unit reporting if there's no change. If there is a change in value, it sends a signal right away.
Yeah.
But like say the big fear when I first talked to the guys about this, like what happens if I put the remote in my pocket and I walk off and it's just going to freeze out my room? After 60 minutes of not receiving a signal, it reverts back to return air sensor.
Is it like an infrared signal or is it like
it's IR. Okay. Yeah, so you can't like set it and throw it in a drawer.
Yeah.
You know, it still has it see the
line of sight. Like what's the capacity or let's say what's the power factor on one of these pieces of equipment in terms of like what's it the output or the input? Are these just strictly 240 volt 208?
No, so we've got 120.
Okay.
And then 9 and 12. And then 9 through 36 in 240 volt.
Okay.
So we do have a 3-ton in it in the 30.
Is that where we're stopping? Is that the 3-ton?
A 3-ton. Yeah, you get too big in a wall hung if you get any higher than that.
It's fun, you know. I got this barn dominium I got to cool down,
That's right, bud. Brother. I'm telling you.
It ain't got no ceilings.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
What? So we can do the 120. We can do the 240.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, one thing that's cool though is like on our 208, our electrical range.
Okay.
125 to 265 volts. Okay. So dirty power, not an issue.
Which is massive. I'm in Florida. You're in Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
Power's.
I fought the power companies. You know.
Yeah. You need to tap that transformer right. I'm drawing 260 volts. You know.
When they come out and they test it, it's like, oh, I'm within tolerance. And I'm like, because it's midday. Do it at night.
F your tolerance, bro. What's the range on the 208?
On the 208, that's the 125 to 265. On the 120, it's 80 to 140. Okay. So you've got a lot of range there. So it kind of saves the guys, like you don't have to put the surge protector on there.
It's, you would still recommend surge protection.
No, that's kind of my selling thing, man. I don't recommend it. I've got them on a variable transformer in my lab and I take them up to 305 volts, back down to 40 and just play DJ twisting the knob and I haven't shorted a board yet. So I'm kind of really impressed.
Yeah. You got to run it at 305 for.
I've left it on there for about 5 minutes and it didn't smoke it. Man. So I was really surprised.
You should have brought it next time.
Yeah.
That's always our main concern because like going to electronics, going to new technology and stuff like that, the number one thing that gives out is a board, right? What do you tell the customer at that works?
I just spent all this money. And I get it, right? It's like, you know what, like some of these things aren't designed. You know, what does a surge go up to? 360 volts when a surge protector report takes it out. You know what I mean? Most of the time, 280, I want to say, is what equipment's kind of rated at. Like, you don't want to go above it.
So competition, I see 255. We get complaints about starting to have communication failures, having boards go out. 253, 255. Which had a nice guy that he's kind of that grouchy old TA that, he's like, this ain't gonna work. You're full of it. I'm like, all right. So I gave him one. He put on a bad job that they've had issues with power. And I call him. I haven't heard from him. So I call him like, how's it going? He's like, shut up.
He doesn't like you right now. What's the hookups on it? We just got one high and one comm wire or like 2, 3?
So it's a 3-wire system, right? So you got L1, L2, and the number 3. So we send communication over number 3 and L2. So serial comm, super stable. That's one of the things I think everybody wants to reuse the wire that's there. And I've seen some bad things, right? I've seen stat
course.
wire hooked up. I've
Dude, you see some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's like, who did this? Take their tools away.
For applications where we need a condensate pump.
Yep.
Do you guys have like a proprietary pump that hooks up to the board, or you can put an Aspen, a Sourman, a freaking regular condensate?
Whatever you want. We don't specify any pump.
Okay.
We just specify how you hook it up.
Okay.
Right. So we've got a nice service bulletin on how we recommend hooking up the pump. In the end, do whatever you want.
What would you say? You know, a lot of guys like to put these UV lights on these coils, and sometimes they put them way too close. I've seen, or it's not really the best thing in my experience directly on the coils the way I've seen them. What's your thoughts? And is there anything particular with your coil? Do you guys have a special coil that you're utilizing?
Yeah, we're using a gold fin coil.
Okay.
So
I noticed it was totally like a different.
Yeah, so they're all gold fin coils. So they have antimicrobial properties. They do better heat transfer.
Okay.
The biggest thing I have a problem with UV lights is what they do to the plastic.
For sure, and these things are never rated for that. It's just,
well, we use HIPS plastic, so it's got a lot better lifespan against UV.
Okay.
Not going to say that it's not going to degrade it, over the length of the unit.
Of course.
Yeah, but
it's brittle. Yeah.
Yeah, but it does help. So that and the bad thing is like we have a 12-12 warranty.
I was about to ask you, what are we rocking with on that?
Yeah, 12-12, 5.7 out of the box.
Ridiculous.
12-12 with registration.
Once registered, yeah.
4-step registration process. Don't have to go to training and be an elite guy or anything like that. Just 12-12.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
And we got parts in stock, and we're never going to run out of that.
And you guys are based out of New Jersey, correct?
Out of New Jersey, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's good stuff.
Labor constraints are not temporary. How did that reality shape the way that AUX Air designs their equipment?
Well, I mean, you have to think about it. Typical mini split install, if you don't have a mighty bracket, you're using 2 techs, right? So it's costing everybody more money. It means you're passing that along to the customer. The one-man install features on it, the simplistic design, it makes it easy. It makes the guy that makes the one man in a truck.
Yeah.
He's a lot more capable. He's doing 2, 3, 4 of these a day instead of having to hire help or anything like that and only getting 1 or 2 done. So
is there anything you guys did differently for like the cavity in the back to give a little bit more space if we have to?
So you've actually got a lot more room.
Okay. It looks a lot bigger. Like it's got.
Yeah. So one thing I'll tell you is like others that I've installed in the past in other lives, right? You get in the back of that cavity and it's like a square.
Dude, yeah.
Like,
how am I supposed to fit this?
So the foam in the back of the unit is actually concave to match the fan
what
curve.
You have in there.
Right. And so you get that a lot more extra space back there to be able to put your pump or a thermostat adapter or whatever you've got, what I mean? So, you got some options.
I wanted to ask about say maneuvering the drain line. Do you guys
dual sides, dual drains?
That's awesome.
I think that's the number one thing. Like I'm a pet peeve. I tell a story on myself all the time. I ruined a $25,000 mural because I didn't check a drain on the last install I ever did when I was on the field.
That's actually when I quit,
Yeah, I was like, I'm done, so.
Wasn't me.
Yeah. And, I don't know who did that, but they're bad. But I always tell that story when I'm doing my training. Cause guess what? Everybody makes mistakes.
Of course.
That was just an expensive one, but those are the ones, the callbacks, right? So making it peace of mind, making it foolproof install, limiting the callbacks, backing it with that warranty. Those are things that make the product what it is.
Oh, so you got the app, right?
Yep.
Now, is there a back end application where like the tech or the company can like come in and see, if this thing's
we don't have any remote capabilities on that currently.
I totally get it.
I don't know if on the SEER 30 if it'll be available yet, but we are all our equipment is going to have demand response on it, so the power company will be able to do their thing, because that's going to wind up being a law now here. I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
like just keep listening to the.
You guys
don't quote me on that, but I'm just saying. I'm hearing things. I'm hearing the grumblings, right? So
I go to houses, I just take them bitches off. You know what I mean? I'm like, the customer, dude. I mean, I'm in Florida, Central Florida. This shit's like 100 and something. They're cutting off this elderly lady. I'm like, nah, F that. I took that shit out. So I call the power company back out in 2 weeks when we have our heat's gone.
Yeah.
And that's what she did. Well,
and that's like, we had that problem in Dallas when we had the Snowmageddon in 21.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And everybody with that particular brand of thermostat, the power company went in and took it out. And we got, got a bunch of calls from buddies.
You dealt with it, right?
Yeah. We're replacing thermostats everywhere.
Bastards. Dude, that's so true.
Yeah, we dealt with that too. If you're a contractor choosing equipment today, what is your non-negotiable list, especially around install time, homeowner experience, and efficiency?
Non-negotiable. It's got to work out of the box. I mean,
It just has to work.
it has to do what it says it's going to do, right? How many times do we install something and get a call back because
You start
the unit's not doing what we told them it was going to do or what the manual says it's going to do? So I think non-negotiable number one is we got to have the information out there for the contractors so they can educate yes, sir.
Can I just piggyback? Because you're the first guy that said that about their own equipment, though, out the box, and instead of faulting the technician.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, well, they fucked it up and did it wrong. Where you're like, nah, dude, maybe, that's the first time I just wanted to.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean,
that's
it's the truth. Like, I will say that 90% of the calls we get in the tech support are install related issues.
For sure. Of course.
It's not our job to point the finger at them. It's their job to educate them. Right. You don't know what you don't know.
Of course.
And if it's not available, if it's hidden information, if it's super secret information, it's not going to do anybody any good. So get it out there in the open, make it work out of the box, make it do what it's going to do, have the information there for the technician to be able to do it. Because I don't care what you're selling. I'll be honest with you. The person that supports it the best is the one that gets the business.
Oh yeah.
And having a company that has a 0.001
failure rate, that doesn't hurt.
And they got a tech support team that's always answering.
I mean, we were up here setting up the booth on Sunday and Jose, my tech guy, he's taking calls. Like he was on his cell phone taking calls, and I'm like, "Hey, what are you doing?" He's like, "I'm taking a call." And I was like, you do what you got to do. Keep doing it. Make them happy.
And that just is transparent to the customer. You know what I mean? They see that, and it's just like, "Hey, I can trust this product just for that because we'll get an answer." You know what I mean?
Exactly.
May not have the result at the end, but we're going to have the answer, and then
you got somebody that's going to be. You didn't get to leave a message or sit on hold for 5 hours.
Yeah. Hey, we'll call you back in 6 hours. Leave your number. Yeah. That's awesome. No, that's really good.
That's the next day, and I'm like, I already left.
Hey,
exactly. Did you fix it? No,
I didn't actually. So double bird them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Sometimes you got
absolutely.
Yeah, because the experience is not only like the customer, right? I mean, they're the ones that deal with it. It's their house. It's their comfort. But then it looks bad on the company that put it in. And it's, sometimes it is user error. Sometimes you did everything that was asked of you. Everything was perfect. And then something gives out. You got defects, you got issues with whatever it is. And, you want the manufacturer, the company to kind of own up to it, but also just get ahead of it.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like, I think one of the great things about our product is it seems like our engineers and R&D took a KISS method, keep it simple, stupid, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's make it where it's not difficult. It's not confusing. You don't have to test 10,000 boards if there is a problem. You got to test one.
Yeah.
And everything. That's one of the things I love on our board is all your test points are actually on the front. So you actually don't have to slide the board out if you don't want to.
Yeah.
If you had to test it for anything, but with that 0.001.
Hey, good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So,
but let me ask you, a lot of people also are wanting like Wi-Fi thermostats, to have a physical
Wi-Fi on board, everything already there. So it's not an accessory. It's not an add-on, so we have Wi-Fi is on board and everything.
Awesome.
These things, do they do any type of like updates or anything like that? Or is it just like once it's out the box, it's all she wrote?
It's good. Like I said, we're not doing any type of capturing, pushing upgrades over the.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Hey, sensor like, oh, he's moving again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
We're always watching.
They need it.
You don't need an update, right? It works. It works out of the box.
Works out the box. Got anything else?
I wrapped it up with the other questions. If you got anything else?
Do you have anything like that you would want to say to a technician, a consumer, a distributor about AUX Air? Because, I've heard the company name. I just don't see them as frequently.
Right. So we're new.
Yeah.
So last year was our first year to be in the market in the U.S. We're gaining traction. So watch out, everybody. We're coming.
Awesome.
I'm sorry to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the number one thing I would tell the technicians is get the knee pad and open it. Right. Like educate yourself.
Of course.
But the consumer, like, try it out. Give us a shot. Be happy. Peace of mind. 30 SEER, save money,
Yeah.
And what kind of other products? I know we're here talking about the 30 SEER mini split here, but just to kind of end on, like, what other products does AUX Air offer? Is that something that maybe some other technician might not understand, like what you guys?
So we've got our 30s here, right? We've got our 1-to-1s.
Okay.
And what we like to call the good, better, best.
Yep.
20, 22, and
24.8.
25 right now, but in the 30s coming out. And then on our multi-zones, we've got our standard and our extreme.
Okay.
And so in a multi-zone, you've got our 1-way cassette, our 4-way cassette, our slim duct, and our floor console unit that's also convertible to
I'm
ceiling.
going to ask, yeah.
And then we have our inverter ducted product, which is our fully multi-position air handler. Right out of the box, no need for a kit to do any configuration changes to horizontal ride or downflow. That one we also have in a standard and extreme as well. It gets up to 19 SEER on a ducted system. Also goes up to 1-inch static. And then we also have coming out later this year, we have our top discharge cooling only product. So, and it's going to be standard efficiency, just bare bones.
We're getting there though. We're getting there. Like we're just adding things to the catalog.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's what it is. And we listen to our customers and what they need, right? Our distribution partners, hey, we need this. And so we'll go to work and get it done. We're a manufacturer. I mean, we make everything. So why not make it for them?
The last thing I want to just bring up is how can a contractor go about becoming, say, a pro partner for AUX? Is it through distribution only? Can they be a private label type of contractor for AUX?
So everything's going to go through their distribution channel. So we want them to reach out to our distribution partners, right?
Who?
So just go to the website, auxair.us.com.
Okay.
And they'll be able to find all the information there under resource.
Any big company like Johnstone or anybody that were like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe after the show. We don't know.
But I'm going to go find Johnstone.